Hello friends, welcome back. It's Tournament Report, as I promised in my last video, if you watched that. It's been a little while, been a couple of weeks since we went to Mantic HQ for the Battle of the Shires, a 3-game, 2,300 point tournament. A brand new TO, he's not brand new to the game, I have played him before, very nice chap. Actually, a bunch of chaps, it was 3 people, kind of 2 TOs and a ringer who ended up playing. As you'll see later as I play him. No spoilers there. So, Battle for the Shires it was called. Not to be confused with Battle of the Shires, whatever the Shire of the Shires. But anyway, there's another Shires, it's not important. So, this was at Mantic, which is pretty cool. It was 20 players? I'd say 20 players. Yeah, so, you know, medium size, smallish. Yeah, very friendly, nice people. A couple of new players, really cool. And I decided to take to this tournament Ratkin. Because, as you know, I've been playing Goblins, or more specifically Gungans, recently. And while I am brave, I don't quite have the balls to take a 3D printed Star Wars army to play a tournament at Mantic HQ. That seems to me rude. So I whacked out my Ratkin. And this is the list I've been running whenever I run Ratkin recently, just because it's very easy to play. It's a nice bit of fun. I actually forgot I signed up to this tournament, by the way, which is pretty funny. I noticed my name on the attendees list and went, what the bloody hell? And had to have a quick conversation with my wife, and she's very kindly went, yeah, of course, why not? And I was like, cool. So it's 5 regiments and 1 horde of shock troops. It's a spam army, in a way, I guess. It's an infantry-heavy army. It's an elite shock troop force. All have plague pots. 1 horde of nightmares with elite, so they're both elite and vicious, which is gross. Double Vermintide regiment. A mutant rat fiend, because I love them. Tangle. Oh, by the way, there was a mutant rat fiend in the Mantic cabinet behind where I was playing, painted by Angel Giraldez. I desperately wanted to take it out and use that one instead of my shonky model. Moving on. Tangle. A war chief with his aura of vicious. 3 brute enforcers who give a nice kind of rallying, and double brood mothers. So the principle of this army is that obviously whatever you kill, there's 2 more coming for you, so it tends to move all together. The horde of shock troops and the brute enforcers spread around rallying. I tend to run the nightmares out on one flank with a brute enforcer and brood mother and a vermintide, and then everything else is kind of in a clump, as you will see. And that's how I run it, and it's very efficient. You can do what you like to it, it's quite hard to get rid of. Yeah. So, my first game was against a chap called James, who I know reasonably well. He's playing Elves. He typically only plays flavours of Elves, different flavours of Elves. He plays a lot of Universal Battle. If you play UB, you will have no doubt encountered him. He is very, very good, I would say. And he likes shooting a lot. A lot. It's that kind of army. So I was very nervous about this game because, as you can see, he's got a lot of shooting. So he's got double glade stalkers, and then he's got a regiment and a horde of Sea Guard. Horde with Hammer Avenger Force. Now I would say, pause here, I don't like Sea Guard. I don't think they're very good. So this made me somewhat comforted because he has been running double Palace Guard lists, which are appallingly hard to face. And a bit more shooting. And whatever Palace Guard, I think he has anyway. Can't remember. Chris Lynch has, the other shooty person. James hasn't, maybe. I don't know, anyway, whatever. I've only played him once before and he beat me quite soundly. So, a horde and a regiment of Sea Guard. I don't like them because they're range 5, which I think sucks, even with elite, which is me. Troop of Silver Breeze. The Stormwind Cavalry upgraded to Quicksilver Lancers with Helmet's Drunken Ram. That's Thunderous 3. That's fun, isn't it? Dracon Riders with Boots of Striding. Horde of them. And the Double Mage, secret power of the list. So one's got Scrying Gem to make me deploy first. D3 units first. Bane Chant and Lightning Bolt. And one of them, Boots of Levitation on a horse with Alchemist's Curse. So running around being a knob. King's Champion, who's just a great little hero. Argus Rodnar, who is the inspiring chap who gives inspiring to somebody else and lets you reroll 1 dice per game, per move, per round. And then Tidarian Dragonlord, who you also don't see very much. I don't think you see him very much because I think he is wildly overpriced for what he gets. I do not like this dragon. So there is things I don't like about this list, but there is no doubt James very much knows how to use it. He was at Masters. The one tournament I did very well with in last year, which was 4-foot snake, which is because at a hobby tournament he actually won a battle in that one because he beat me in the final round. So some nervousness. I took some advice from good players about how to beat James and this list, and they said get first turn. That's actually the only advice they gave me. They also said pick up his models and bludgeon him to death with them, which I don't think was helpful advice, not gonna lie. So we were playing Pillage. So let's do the battlefield first. So we have, this is impassable terrain here and here. We treated the whole thing as impassable. We have 2 forests here and here. Height 6, I think. This is rough terrain. It's one bit of rough terrain. These are height 3 hills. And then we have a wall and a wall here. All right, this is Nick Williams' terrain, by the way. His, what's the name? Northern Kings. Beautiful, 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 gorgeous, lovely terrain. So very, very nice to play on. Enjoyable. He was also there. Lovely to see him. So it's Pillage. Oh, hello. Come back. Pillage. 7 tokens. So we have a token here, token here, token here. I can't remember who placed what. So let's pretend that we just kind of agreed. There's one here, one here, one here, and there's one over there. Okay? So moderately balanced board. I got to choose sides, which is good, and I considered it, and I chose the one with 2 bloody great big forests over here. All right? So I am down here, and my thought really was, he's going to shoot the living snot out of me. I am going to try and fake him into deploying some stuff over here by deploying stuff here first, right? And then I'm going to put everything I've got here because I want this one, this one. I'm going to fight for this one, and then it's going to determine this one, right? He can have these ones. So I'm going to try and win 4-3 with these tokens. I'm going to come around here and see how we go because that gives him a very limited space here from which to shoot, my thought. So here's how we deploy. So you can see this is my original. So I faked out here. Everything. So I put my expensive, scary shooting unit here. It's scary. And he did indeed deploy quite heavily on the right-hand side. Now the difference and the problem is that he's very, very, very movable. I was pleased the horde of Sea Guard, which are quite scary, are all the way over there, which is great. They can stay there as far as I'm concerned. The dragon is a problem because he can come down and turn like this. Dragons can all. These guys are so fast in the middle. And both Glazestalkers over there I liked as well. Because obviously here's all my stuff. PP is my plate pots, these little things by the way. This is Sea Guard Regiment. This is Silver Breeze. These are the 2 mages. Yeah. So everything that is infantry is shock troops. The yellow ones is the horde here. Everything else is a regiment. Regiment, 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 regiment. Yeah, that's it. Fine. Then we have, so this is a brood mum, and that is a brood mum. Brood mother, sorry. These are Vermintide. That's my Mutant Rat Fiend, which is actually a Dead Zone model because Mutant Rat Fiends didn't exist when I made this army. Neither did Mantic Ratkin. These ones are Mantic Ratkin. Everything else is Veerman. This is the guy with the Vicious Aura, the War Chief, who's actually a standard bearer, and his standard falls off halfway through the battle, which makes him less confusing. And then we have Brute Enforcer, and another one behind them over here. Okay, so, yeah, that's my plan. And then, of course, I had to win first turn to win this game, and I didn't, so it's his game. What's that a picture of? Oh, that's showing you where there's Argus Rodnor and the other mage. So, well, that obviously that's King's Champion. That's a mage. I'm so sorry. And then over here, that's Argus Rodnor and the flying mage. I don't know why they're hiding behind the thing. I haven't got any long range shooting at all. Let me just habit, as they can move really fast. So yes, he wins first turn. Ooh, there's his army. There's my army. And off we go. So he pushes forward, as you might imagine. So Silver Breeze and the Sea Guard come up here to shoot at something along this line, all without stealthy. That's Argus has gone there. He's got his fast stuff here. His horseman is ready to go. But the main thing that he's done, whoops, is over here. He's got his Glazestalkers, which scouted and then just sat there, and the Sea Guard Horde, and then the Dragon. And they're all looking down over here. And he has an exceptional round of shooting from all of that. And the lightning bolt here, I think. 7 wounds onto my what were they called? Nightmares. And then 7 wounds again to this unit. So that sucked. Yeah, very good. That's just from those guys. That was a very good round of shooting. So, in response, I immediately forgot the rules of my army. Stupid. Anyway, it's fine. So I just had to feed him 1 unit per turn. So I put these guys up as far as I could because I used their plague pots. We've got an X. I've used the plague pots that turn. I figured I'm going to try and persuade him to shoot them because they are farthest forward. He can't get away. He can't get away at these guys either. So he's going to have to shoot the unit that's already wounded. All right, these guys have all shuffled forwards. We're all in cover. I decided that this side is a loss, not interested in it anyway, so the Mutant Rat Fiend comes this way. And then these guys are pretty dead. So then I've got some more stuff ready to jump out and be shot at. I should have, in this turn, remembered that the Broodmother can drain the Vermintide to heal things twice as much. I forgot until turn 2. So this unit did not get healed as it should have done. Wow, that's stupid. Never mind. Yeah, the reason their wounds have gone down is Radiance of Life. So I did remember that rule. So at least there's that. Yep, so that's how we're looking now. Off we go into turn 2. So he decides not to charge me, but instead to just stay on the hill and to shoot me. He's brought his little mage over to have a help. You see, there's just touching the hill there, so have a look. He's going to do some draining help. Over here, he's been a little more cautious. This is my charge range, I think. And he's brought everything just forward a little bit to shoot some more. Why would you not? And he's positioned like this. So he's this is the inspiring token from Argus, by the way. So these guys are inspiring. And then he's cautiously just positioned to charge in. He was absolutely obsessed with getting his duelist character into my war chief. And I spent the whole game trying to stop him. So yeah, that's how we look. I don't know why I've taken that photo for the millionth time. We've seen it already. Up to 11 wounds now. So a much less successful round of shooting. Still pretty good. And then he rolls 7 twice that he needed to get rid of them. So yeah, there you go. In fact, he didn't roll under a 10 for nerve in the first 3 rounds, which was quite distressing. And there, so another few wounds there and takes them off. So even with stealthy, still whacked him. Right, so into my go. So what I do is I move steadily upwards. And this was my strategy, is that I feed him 1 plague plotted unit per turn. So these guys use their plague plots and moved up. I've got my horde right behind them. And Mutant Rat Fiend's just kind of waiting there. I've decided that I don't care about this because you can't shoot anything. If you want to shoot these guys, please go ahead. So on the left-hand side, I then took 1 Brute Enforcer and shock troops into the troop. I've not used their plague pots. And the other Brute Enforcer I've just kind of put into this regiment to stop it doing anything dramatic. Just because we stuck there. We are not playing with withdraw, by the way, in this tournament. No withdraw. Yep, that's my plague potted unit. 8 wounds on the Silver Breeze, and I kill them. Hurrah! Well done, me. Let me turn like yay. 3 wounds from this very legendary guy. 3 hits, 3 wounds. What a legend. But they're okay. Turn 3. So this was a cool move. I like this move. His mage is here, right? But he's speed 18, nimble. Sorry. Yeah, he is speed 18. He can boost levitation. So he chucked him. So he turned him and just chucked him all the way this way, as far as he could. Like here and here. So no one can see him. I've got no individuals over here, and he can just turn and shoot, which is mean. These guys just... And then I think this was a mistake. We had a chat about this, and he doesn't think it was. I think it was. So this is Tidarian Dragonlord, the most expensive piece on the board. He's 335 points, and he's looking at this token here, and he kept measuring. This is turn 3. He's measuring this distance to make sure he can back onto that token. I'd be like, dude, you've got a bloody great big dragon that could really devastate. And I've got very little. are here to protect against it. I've actually got, I've got these guys. He could easily come around here and start messing with my back of my lines, and I'd be really in trouble. Yeah, but he didn't. There we go. So I think that was a mistake, but we'll see. That is, more shooting. That's all these guys. I think these guys as well, shooting at Vermintide. 6 wounds on the Vermintide. Off they go. 1 Vermintide down. And that is, so the King's Champion. Sorry, this is into my go now. Oh, that's, no, it's not. What happened there? Oh, I know. I know what that is. That is the Alchemist's Curse onto this Brute Enforcer, waving him. And then he's put his King's Champion into this other Brute Enforcer along with the Sea Guard and killed it. So I'm down one rallying source. So this guy's wavered, so that's not great, is it? And then 6 wounds. So he did take my bait. He shot everything he had into the stealthy unit. I'd have been tempted to shoot into the Horde, but I do have healing, I guess, because I've remembered by that point that I've got healing. But no, he chose the stealthy target, which I'm happy about. 6 wounds, and they're okay. So that in my turn, I put 1 regiment into the King's Champion and 1 regiment into the Sea Guard. The thought here, and though I position them carefully, so I've reversed this guy out of the way, is that I will do this combat first, and if I don't succeed, I will then do this combat, hopefully kill him and overrun and get another go at the nerve dice, even though he's the inspiring one, so I should do him first, strictly speaking, but you never know. I brought the Broodmother round just to try and get rid of this mage with some drain life fun. I've also kept, so he can't withdraw and kill my war chief if he really wants to. I've then jumped the unit, so this is the unit that was stealthy with their wounds. I then jumped the other unit over and activated their plague pot. So I've offered him another stealthy unit. Here you go, shoot that. And then, perhaps foolishly, and I think probably foolishly, I jumped the Vermintide over as well, thinking that I don't really want the Horsemen or the Dracons to charge my Horde. Do have a chance, however faint, of getting rid of them. However, I have now opened up this unit to being shot off. But I'm hoping he'll start wasting shots here and then try and focus fire, so we'll see. That means I've got nothing to protect against the dragon if he does decide to come in here. So then to do this, I had to put the Mutant Rat Fiend this way, move these guys forward. It got a little bit too congested, but I managed to keep it real. 2 wounds for my drain life, which is not bad, but didn't manage to do anything. Healed up this guy with the wounds. Remembered I could do that. Oh wow, he did shoot them. Who did he shoot? Did he shoot these guys? Oh, that's mean. Oh no, he didn't. I shot. So that's my Vermintide. I remembered that I can drain the Vermintide. I drained drain life 10 onto them, did 6 wounds, and healed all the wounds off of these shock troops. So there you go. I remembered at the end. So I chucked them forward once, not caring about them. There you go. I know what I'm doing. And then, yeah, a bit of an underwhelming turn over this side. So 7 wounds onto these guys. I think I wavered them. Yes, I did. But only 1 wound onto the King's Champion, which is rubbish, isn't it? Maybe they were hindered. They were probably hindered. 5s and 5s isn't great. Turn 4. So we're on to turn 4. And you can see he's kept the dragon back on this token. Delighted I was. So my unprotected flanks are still fine, and he's brought these guys around. I think he was overly focusing on shooting. These guys are much better in combat than shooting, and they've got steady aim. I'd have been moving them, getting them ready to charge. But I think he was thinking again about he was thinking scenario, so he's thinking about this token as well. In fact, he was, because he was measuring it very carefully. Got his Gladestalkers there, ready to do more shooting on me. And he keeps moving these guys back. He's like really cautious about being charged. So I'm pushing forward very, 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 very hard here. I think what he's thinking here is these guys are play potted. He's going to try and get rid of them so I can't charge, because otherwise they are going to get charged by shock troops. So here you can see there's an inch ruler down the side of my Broodmother. So he's done another clever move. He's come down here. He's gone as far away as possible with his mage, because he doesn't like being drained. And then there is Hang on, hasn't that guy got an aura of like headstrong or wavering or something, or fury? I'm sure he's got an aura of fury. I think we forgot. I don't think these guys countercharge me at all. Man, he's definitely got an aura of fury for Kindred. That's part of his rules. Oh, wow. Wow, life's hard. So there you go. He did do a much better round of shooting, even with the stealthy. 11 wounds. He focused everything he had, all the mages and everything on that unit, and got rid of them, protecting his Drakons. However, these guys, foreshadowing, have got wild charge. There you go to King's Champion. 3 wounds here, and he did not attack here, which goes to show we forgot the aura. Unless they're not Kindred. Are Seaguard Kindred? Does anyone know? Yeah. So on my turn, I got to wild and just would have taken 1 shot on them, and he probably could have got rid of them from anyone, from the lightning bolt from here. But he just didn't. He forgot the wild charge. It had some really unfortunate, just small things really changed the turn. So what happened is these guys got to go into the Drakons, which is great to keep them out of my way. The Horde is the Horde's turn to be stealthy now. So we put play pots on there, and I'm pushing forward very, very hard because I want this token, don't forget. I think this one's reasonably secure. This one, I've got my Brute Enforcer here. He can go back onto it. And I've got my Tangle here and go back on here because he's left his dragon over there. Okay, so I've pushed forward very, very hard now because in turn 4, I think I'm okay to do this. I've got everyone ready to kind of go. I am risking a double charge here. So that's slightly nerve-wracking, but I am ensnaring. So that's my thought. Plus, he's done nothing but shoot so far, so I'm thinking he's going to focus again on shooting rather than charging. Because if he does charge, even with ensnare, I think that's very dangerous. Yeah. So that's kind of the battlefield as a whole. There's his dragon sitting on a token, 300 points. So we do finally kill the Seaguard over here. So I'm now very happy. I bought my Brood Mum's come over again. Another 2 wounds on him, but he's still alright. Still won't die. Another 3 wounds on him. He's still alright. Still won't die. So annoying. And on to turn 5. So did he shoot them? What happened, Steve? Oh, this is then to turn 4. So at this point, I did 1 wound over here. So I did manage to kill the ground the Drakons. Not kill the Drakons. If that would be amazing. Didn't work. Whoa. Just knocked off the light. That was exciting. Right. Turn 5. So turn 5. Oh, 2 wounds. Check me out. What a bad boy. Counter charge there. Turn 5 again. So 2 wounds. Counter charge here. He carries on fighting here. And then he moves everything back. So he moves the mage over here, hoping to start. I'm not even sure what the mage is doing. He's not mighty. That was a weird one. Everything's moved back, so he's going to carry on shooting, which was what I wanted. What was he hoping to do? I think he was hoping to stop me charging something. Not sure what, though. Strange one. So I think possibly he's just carrying on with all the killing, maybe something. So I'm not sure what that's showing. Everything moved back there. And there you go, 9 wounds. So that's all of his shooting onto a stealthy horde. That's a really terrible round of shooting for him. He has been doing a lot better. So that's just fortunate for me. 9 wounds in there, okay. And look at that. That is really a death knell. That is devastating. So literally devastating because that's 20 wounds on this little Vermintide and a double 1. Absolutely. And do you know what? James's credit, he took it like a champion. Like if that happened to me, I was like, yeah, why? And he just went, double 1, and moved on. I'm like, what? Come on, that's game changing. Unbelievable. Even better, the King's Champion wavered this unit. Which, I mean, this guy's a legend, but he is going to die now. So he backed up my wavered unit. Might as well. Got a token there. Let's just go and sit on that. And then took my regiment rather, into him. I'm a Brood Mum to help out. Who's that 8 for? Is that his 8 wounds? Surely not. He's on 4 wounds. I don't know why it's suddenly down to 3. Whatever's going on there. Not sure. And yeah, so we were getting very tight on time, so apologies, screenshot's not being great. Let's just go back and I'll show you what I did. So on here, I looked at this and I realised that I had a choice of charging here or charging here. The Horde could potentially then charge here. I think I'm out for them, and I'm out for them maybe. So I looked at it and I thought, yeah, Regiment no, Horde yes, Horde better. So I put the Horde along with the Vermintide into the Dracons, and we killed them as you've seen. And I took the Mutant Rat Fiend into the Wizard, so into the Mage that's here. So there we go, as you can see. And these guys then came round. So at this point, I'm feeding him the Mutant Rat Fiend to shoot at. Got everyone around here, so my aura of Vicious really helped out to kill them. I've got a Rally Source, I've got an Inspiring Source, I had some extra Drain Life. I really, went for it. And now I'm offering him, so I turned like yay. I'm offering him as many charges as he wants on this Horde. With my 8 wounds, I want to say. 8 wounds, yeah, because I healed one with Radiance of Life. I'm offering him, he could charge here, you can charge here, but I've still got unit strength for days to come in. So I'm quite pleased about that. Turn 6 we hit into. Yes, this is how we're looking. So he's got one over there, and he's sidestepped his Sea Guard onto this one. And then he's got this one with this regiment. So now it comes down to this token, because I've got this one, this is going to come back here, and I've got this one, all right? So that's unit strength 4, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1. So a total of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 unit strength there. He's got 3, 3. That's 6. So he needs to kill, in mental math, 6 unit strength. 6 unit strength to win. All right, and he's got a lot of shooting. And he's got a real, powerhouse combat unit. His mage is dead. He's an Alchemist Curse one. He's got a lightning bolt here. It's doable. It's very doable. Let's see how he does. Nerve-wracking, isn't it? There you go. Yes. So he takes the knights into my Horde, and he's brought these guys up onto the token, and he's going to try and shoot, and these guys here. So that's 3 unit strength, which I have to kill or dominate. So he's got all of his unit strength on the token. He's blocking here. Pretty good. Over here, King's Champion still alive, still fighting. This guy just, tell you what, man of the match, legend. And he shoots with something. What does he shoot with to get rid of the Vermintide? Mage. There you go. He's moved him up here. So the Mage lightning bolts the Vermintide and gets rid of them. He only needed 1 point of damage and easily did that, which is annoying because they're very maneuverable, and a nice bit of unit strength at the end. And then all his shooting went into my Mutant Rat Fiend. 8 points, so that's from everything. So all 3. 1, 2, and then I think it might have had cover. 8 points is a reasonable amount, but he's like a dash. 19 at that point, because he's got 1 rally from the Horde, which then died to combat. So the Horde has now died. So I'm 5 unit strength down. With 6 all. Haha. And he's got unwounded knights, unwounded Gladestalkers. Very tense. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 unit strength. He's got 6 unit strength. And then 2 wounds into these guys. The King's Champion, he won't give up. So we go in like yay. So apologies for the short, slightly not dramatic photo montage. But so yeah, we take the Mutant Rat Fiend and the regiment into the Gladestalkers. We drain life as well, and we get them off, which is great. I actually got 7. I had another Brute Enforcer in the back there. So we managed to kill the Gladestalkers, and then I send just my War Chief into the horses. He does 3 wounds, which is pretty bloody good, frankly, and also stops them because there's no withdrawals, so they can't come in here. So that gives me 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3 on the middle token, and a win on turn 6. But we go into turn 7. Aha, so that's the deal. So I've got these 3 and 1, and he's got these 3 and horses. Now he can kill my War Chief and overrun into the flank of this unit. quite comfortably. And that would put him in a very strong position. I'd still be 4 to 3. But of course he's got loads of shooting, so then he could shoot off these guys. Notice the wounds on this guy, so regen and everything, he's down to 3 wounds. So then he could try and kill something to either even it out or win. Ooh. So that's how much time we had left, by the way. 10 seconds on his clock and 50 seconds on my clock. So here's what he does. So he charges into the flank of my Mutant Ratkin, which I think is a great move. So from these guys here, he looks at it and thinks, no, I need to go all in or nothing. I need to take this token away from you. So he does some maths, and he charges a flank here to put his horde of 4. Would I have done that? Is that a good move? I think shooting is better. I think he didn't have time to think about it properly. But realistically, I've still got 3. And he's losing 1 to gain 1, so he's fighting for a draw. Whereas I think if he'd have done this combat, try and kill him into the flank of this unit, and then shoot this off, is his best chance. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I am frequently wrong. So he kills the Mutant Rat Fiend, who's such a rush, poor guy. Models falling everywhere, and then overruns, giving him the victory at the beginning of turn 7. I think he runs out of time before he rolls that. Maybe he does roll it. No, he does roll it. No, he doesn't. Did I waver them? I might have wavered them. I can't remember if I wavered them or not, or whether he just ran out and didn't get to do the combat. I think he did this one instead, with the time that he had left. And in my 50 seconds, I then took the flank, and then a triple front here. Because what that does is give me, and I kill them quite comprehensively, and that gives me 3, 4, 5 to his 4. Yeah. So a victory, unbelievable! What a tense game. I tell you what, mental exhaustion from having to deal with all the manoeuvring, but I felt really proud from having to manage dealing with such a nightmare shooting list, and a couple of small mistakes I think really. Allowed me to jump forward, and I didn't fortunately make any mistakes. After that first round when I forgot to heal my own unit, I didn't make any mistakes that I could think of particularly, and that just really allowed me to capitalise. Very close game, really good opponent, very smart guy, super smart. It went straight into full analysis mode about what happened. So I'll be interested to hear about that. And yeah, let's plough on to game 2. Alright, on to game 2. So I think I scored a 21 out of 25 for that, but some people scored 25s, so it still puts me in a good position. And in playing a guy called Martin, who I have met before and played before. Very, very nice chap from up in Durham, and could travel an enormous way down to Nottingham. About 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Not that enormous, really. Think about it. Enormous for England. Really nice to see him again, and his brother. And he was playing Ogres, which is what he played last time. And this is his list. He's got a regiment of rabble and a horde of ogre warriors, and the absolutely normal 2 hordes of siegebreakers with Chalice of Wrath and Dwarven Ale. I think they come with them preloaded. 2 troops of red goblin scouts, a regiment of warrior chariots with sharpness, which is gross. That's a really very points efficient unit. He's got the mammoth upgraded to the big deal, so he's handing out brutal 2 like it's going out of fashion. A giant with the cleaver for Slayer, and then a trio of heroes. So he's got a sergeant, a naked sergeant, a bully, and a warlord on a chariot, which I think is a great model again. And then Curslow and Madfall. So this is very much not a traditional ogre list, I would say. This is not the meta that we see right now. So the meta we see right now is, a pair of warlocks, a pair of sergeants with crossbows, or even 3 of each, and maybe some shooters, and just those horrible lists. Maybe double bully, maybe triple bully. So refreshing to see a different take on a list, I would say. Good to see some chariots as well. So off we go. So we are playing Plunder. So Plunder is where you have 5 tokens along the middle. You can see them here. And then you roll off and choose one of them to be 2 points each. So we'll do this terrain first real quick. So this is height 6 blocking, this is height 6 blocking, this is height 6 blocking. These two are hills, height 3. This is some rough terrain. I don't remember what we said height it was. Let's say 0. Here is a wall, and here is another wall. And then we have a forest here, height 6, and a forest here, height 6. Okay. So we chose this token here, so on the left, to be one of the 2-point tokens, and the one between the two hills. So if you look at the board now with fully deployment, there's one here and one here. I was quite pleased at how this had turned out. So I think I lost size, and he put me on this side with this thing in the middle, which is fine. So mine's deployed. He's got over here. These are his siege breakers. This is the red goblin rabble. This is the giant. And this is his sergeant. So this is very heavy. Heavy. However, all this punchy stuff, I think, well, no, it's all punchy, isn't it? So what okay, I'll start again. He split his force, basically, down the middle. Half that way and half that way. Now, this is very scary, and these are ogre warriors here. Kuzlo in the middle. This is his bully, chariots, sniffs, ogre warlord, and mammoth. Okay, so he's clearly going to get the 2 and the 2. That's his game, to get 4. Whereas I'm trying to get these ones, because I have deployed, but pretty much like the last game, I've decided to focus really, really hard on one side. So this is my scary shooter unit, supported by a brute enforcer, a brood mother, and these are my Vermintide to jump over the top, because he's got no shooting at all apart from enthrall on Kuzlo. None. So these are intended to be scary to hold off all of that, because everything else is here. There's the Horde, Vermintide, Regiment, all the other regiments over there. I'll have a look in a second. That's the Mutant Rat Fiend. There's the Brood Mother. There's the Tangle. Okay? And there's the hero with his aura. So there you can see the Chancellor at the back, Dwarven Ale at the front, which is probably the right way around. There's his smart stuff, and there's some more stuff. So that's what we've talked about. And then my stuff you can see over here. There we go. So you can see I've got 4 regiments here of shock troops, supported by a bully and another bully. Not bully. Brute Enforcer. And this Brood Mother's ready for some fire support. Here's the guy with his vicious aura, and here's the rest of them. Okay, so I've gone quite hard on that side, and off we go. And I lose first turn again. So Martin's army is fully about push forward. So his plan is simply to go forward hard, grab stuff, kill this. Go forward hard, grab stuff, kill this. It's not very subtle, but it's ogres. What would you expect? So he pushes forward. And his turn took about 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds. He's used 1 minute of his clock doing his turn. Everything's pushed forward super hard. He's just measuring. He's measured their charge range, which is, a bit of a tip. If you're looking at a very, very fearsome shooting unit, you probably want to measure their shooting range, not their charge range. So in this case, it's 12 inches plus 6 inches. So 18 inches is how far they can shoot, because with Elite and Vicious, they're going to reliably do some very heavy damage, especially to defense 4, like little Kuzlo here. And again, push forward here, so a little bit more careful. This piece of rough terrain has really screwed him. He's very congested here, and he can't get over that rough terrain with his first move forward. But he's got a lot of unit strength, so not really that concerned. In response, I've pushed back. Not really concerned. I want him to charge with the rabble so I can clear it off and then deal with siege breakers, because I've got enough stuff to go forward. I just want to get this unit off the wall here. Over here, I've tempted him to come into my Vermintide with these warriors. Right? Because then he's going to get squished. Everything can get in. So that's that plan. And then over here, I have moved the Vermintide up. They're nimble, so they can turn to the right like this. And that is to protect the flank, because all of this stuff is extremely fast and can see over the hill. He's here to keep an eye on stuff, and we're going to shoot Kuzlo. Oh, by the way, that's a hex. Did he hex? Oh, Kuzlo hexed my Broodmother. Which, yeah, it was fine. And that was... why am I drain lifing over here? What was I drain lifing over here? Not sure. Oh, I think that was fireballing, maybe? Or... No, I know what it was. I shot off a Mind Fog. I think onto the rabble. Anyway, and I rolled 3 1s and a 2. I thought it was pretty funny. And then we killed Kuzlo immediately. Just like blew him into tiny Kuzlo-shaped shreds, which was great. And on to turn 2. So turn 2, Martin's playstyle, as I've discovered, is I'm just going to punch him in the face really hard, and then if I don't win, then tough. So it's pretty good. So these guys came into my Vermintide. Should reliably wipe those off. He's picked up the token with this unit. The Warlord's picked up this token. And his bullies come down here to start doing some flanky action, because that is where bullies are nasty. And he took the bait. So the warriors, he just went, forget it, fine, coming in. And I just thought, well, that's a dead warrior unit then, isn't it? Because you've got this here, this, oh my goodness me. Oh, it's quite sad. 10 wounds onto the Vermintide and double 1. Oh, man, he took it like a champion, he really did. That's me having a swig of something. And he did kill that one though, so he's killed that one. And look, he's managed to position himself, so at least he can't be flanked by whatever they're called, nightmares. Which is good, but he should reliably get murdered. He's all front. The horde is hindered at least. And I did this. So on my turn, well, you can't quite see from there, you can't see from anywhere possibly. Can we go back? Right, here. So what he's done, he pushes forward. I didn't show you this, I'm so sorry I didn't take a screenshot. So these guys came in here. These guys pushed forward, I believe. And what it gave me was a lovely flank with the horde. Now hindered, albeit, but it was a lovely flank nonetheless. Which he missed, so that was quite pleasing. I was like, ha! I am so great! I did. So the reason he pushed it forward is so he'd get the giant out like this. Right? Everything else is very, very close, very tight, so the giant could get to there. So I hit the plague pots on this unit and charged the front, picking up the token. And I did the flank, hindered here. Didn't use my plague pots there. These guys, I did use the plague pots, which probably wasn't a good idea. Went into the rabble, and it had a brute enforcer. So I think, was this a double charge? Yeah, double charge the rabble with these guys. Brute enforcer went in first into the flank. So I should reliably kill the rabble, and then the brute enforcer can turn and take the charge. So knowing that, why did I use their plague pots? No one knows. No one knows. I don't know. And I am me. And then we took the double charge here. So no, having sent the horde off that way, I decided that these guys were enough to deal with the horde of warriors. Let's see if I'm right. And then over here, we just took the triple charge that was available to us because of that lovely, juicy double 1 onto these brutal sharpness chariots. Now it does mean something's going to get charged by the big deal, but we shall see. These guys aren't scary. That guy's facing the wrong way. He's moderate scary. So, and there you go. Best laid plans. So that's 9 wounds. I didn't have any bane. I've only got 1 bane chancer, which is the tangle, which is right under the side. So these guys are crushed 1, he's crushed 2, and they're crushed nothing. So anyway, I wavered the chariots, which is not ideal. But there you go. Even worse here, 4 wounds. I'll use these plague pots as well. So this regiment used the plague pots. 4 wounds. Rubbish on those warriors. That is pathetic. Pathetic hitting, guys. You guys suck. Yeah. I was so upset. I took 2 pictures. And that was, wow, a lot of wounds on what? What took 19 wounds? Oh, that would be the rabble. The goblin rabble took 19 wounds and died. Okay, great. Perfect. So, turn 3. Did I take a picture of the dice in a minute? Sometimes I do that, don't I? Take it. No, I didn't. Okay, this is turn 3. So, turn 3. That's a double 1 for my Bane chant. No, Bane chant. Oh, that's my double 1. So I then double 1. Okay, fine. That's 19 wounds on the rabble. And then I double 1'd this ogre with... Oh, okay, it's not 19 wounds on the rabble. It's 19 wounds on the shield breakers. These guys. And I double 1'd them with 19 wounds. I've got Bane chant here. That's my B for Bane chant. So that's not very good, is it? But brilliantly, the giant can't fit. So if you look here... No, you can't look anywhere. What's going on here? Have I gone forward into the back? I've gone forward into the back. Can I show it? No, I can. Yes, I can. The giant doesn't fit through, I think. Anyway. Yes, that's right, because he can't complete the charge. There's not enough room for him to sit here on this unit in the flank. Despite him being clearly in the flank, this wall is in the way. That's right. Good. I'm not talking nonsense, really. I know exactly. 19 wounds, double 1 on the siege breakers. Great, fantastic. But the giant can't charge me in the flank, so we're okay. Maybe. So here's what happens here. So the big deal comes into my nightmares, and then these, whatever they're called, scouts, drop the token, charge this Vermintide. The chariot warlord comes up here because he couldn't quite get in as well, and then these guys come across to take this 2-point token. The chariot warlord, I think, has still got 1-point tokens. He just went 10. Yeah, and then the bully came down the side, so that's him. He's not in a great place. I do not like him there. That's a bad place for him to be. That side not going well. So the giant backed up, and the sergeant came around for maybe charged them, or is it inspiring? I don't know. And they countercharged this unit because reasons. And then we discovered here a really horrible rule, which I'm very unhappy about. So the blocked in rule, right, determines what happens when you can't make a charge, but it's only applicable where there's 2 or more units that are blocking. The edge of the board here counts as blocking terrain. And because this unit is completely stuck between this unit and this unit, this Siegebreaker unit cannot charge the Brute Enforcer that's right in front of them, because there is no room for them to fit here. Which meant that despite the fact he's right in front of them and they can walk forwards, he cannot be charged. We ended up calling one of the former Rules Committee members that was there and said, "Is this right?" And he's like, "Yeah, they can't charge." And I apologised profusely to Martin because, to my mind, that's dumb. But what can you do? Anyway, so that unit just kind of sat there like a bunch of wallies. These guys countercharged my Mutant Rat Fiend. So the Vermintide died. My Nightmares took 4 wounds. I think they're okay, which is great. However, this Warrior Horde, wow, did they knock it out of the park. They really rolled very well, and they killed my -19 Mutant Rat Fiend in a single round of combat. Okay then, fella Miladio. And then 3 wounds from those siege breakers, useless back on my rats. Only 3 wounds, but they are ensnared. But even so, that's a rubbish. So, you know, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. So then on my turn 3. So this, I couldn't get any double. It's all very, very congested here. So we, realistically, looking at this now, this unit, this should have been a front charge. Because it's a fresh charge, they're not in combat, and that's a front. I think I just took it as a flank. Naughty. Sorry, Martin, if you're watching. My bad. That should very much have been a front. So we countercharge here. We charge fresh here. And I believe we flank here, which is outrageous. And this guy kind of pegs it. Having faced down an entire Ogre Warrior Horde on his own. Very congested. My remaining regiment here has decided to just bugger off and do something else, as had the Broodmother, because I suddenly realised that I'm probably going to win here. That side is a problem, a big problem, and I need to get stuff over there. So the Broodmother comes over here, and this Broodmother comes over here, and we drain life this invincible Warrior Horde while we go in the front, hindered with this regiment. So we're going to do as much wounds as possible. Yep. And then over here, so we countercharge the big deal. And the Brute Enforcer tries to finish off this Chariot regiment. See if he can do it before a bully comes and mullers me. And this was a very crazy, swingy game. So my Nightmare Horde then finished off the big deal in a single go as well. Just like crazy game. Double 1s everywhere, huge rolls everywhere on both sides. And you'll see that my Broodmother here has picked up a token. This is important, very important for later. And then, the Brute Enforcer finishes off the 11 wounds chariots. So great, I've managed to clear this side very well. I'm feeling a little bit more positive. And we cleared off the warrior, so the double drain life did the job. Healed some wounds somewhere probably. And then we killed that Siegebreaker Horde, which is good. These guys retracted back with their tokens, so that's pretty secure now, I'm pretty happy. These guys should probably get stuffed. And that is a weakness. I've weakened them. It's a weakness from the Tangle, I believe. And 1 wound, though. 1 wound. Rubbish. You guys suck. We're hitting on 5s and 5s. So I guess it's not entirely out of the realms of possibility that I will suck that much. However, look at the clocks, man. So we're moving to Martin's turn 4. I've got 16 minutes left. He's got 35 minutes left because he's got so much stuff. So his giant and his sergeant come into this horde. Siegebreaker's countercharge here. And over here, he takes everything he's got. So these guys are now hooved up 2 tokens. Right? These scouts come into the... whatever he's called. Brute Enforcer. And then the chariot comes off a hill, along with a bully, into these guys, which is not good news for them. Because these are 2 very powerful units. Very powerful units. So 8 wounds onto these guys. Still haven't used their plague pot, which is survivable. It's 5 wounds on these guys, so that's not a great turn for them. So we're looking good on that side. However, the nightmares, of course, cark it, because why wouldn't you? Which leaves me with a problem. And then he takes 3 wounds, but he's okay, so that's good. So I count my challenge 4. So counter charge here. Annoyingly, this unit can't get in. It's a front, and I can't fit because this unit, even moving along, can't fit. I shuffled around with it for a bit, but I was running low on time, so I just forget it. Couldn't do that. Counter charge the sergeant with a bit of help from this broodmum. And everyone else is starting to peg it this way because I've realised I really, really need to get this way to protect the tokens that I've picked up. Because I have got now, where are my tokens? Oh dear, we've got 1 here. That's a 2. Aha, and there's 1 here. So I drop the token, this unit had the token. I drop the token and run forwards, right? And move my broodmother with the token behind them with her token, right? So now I've got 4 points of tokens, which is exactly what I want. And he has 3 on his guys here, right? This is good news. And I've moved my broodmother behind the unit so it can't be hit. Remember that, because that is also very important. And then I've got loads of other stuff waiting to come. So at this point, I'm feeling very secure in this game. I'm like, there's not a lot. I've got that side. Not a lot he can do there. And this stuff, while strong, these guys particularly, I've got enough units to feed them turn by turn. I should be able to, move the tangle forward, move the broodmother, move stuff, just get away with these tokens, and then I've won. Okay, so 3 wounds now on these guys. Another rubbish round of combat, which is pathetic. I used the plague pots on those guys, and I killed the sergeant, so that's good. So just a giant left. I don't think he can kill this horde. And then 1 wound and a waiver on these guys, which is potentially quite good, because now I can try and focus on these guys, get some more points. So into turn 5. I now have 9 minutes left. That's 31. Ah! Ogres. Yeah, remember I said how important it was to remember that I'd hidden the broodmother behind my shock troop unit? I could kick myself. I did kick myself. Because I said to him, right, I put her there so she can't be charged. And I didn't say, do you agree? She can't be charged? Because then he might have checked. Because when it came to his turn, he peered over and in his broad Geordie accent said, I won't do the accent, but I think I've got a millimetre or 2 there. And I went, I did say, I did, oh no. And indeed, he had a rear charge with his chariot onto my broodmother with the token. That's a bad thing. That's not great. This unit, this is a clever move as well. So he's moved them directly behind the wavered unit, so I can't get to it. Frustrating. Giant countercharges here as well. So lots of countercharging going on. And the siege breakers remember how to hit things for a change and wipe out that unit. And then the giant doesn't do any wounds. Oh, does lots of wounds. So the giant does looks like 5 wounds, but wavers this unit. I do have a tangle, but it's all over there. So we'll see if I can get it over to its aura of fury. So things aren't looking as good as peachy keen as you might think. The tangle, by the way, on my turn had cast weakness on the bully, which is a good move because the bully came into this regiment. They went to 4 wounds, but they're okay. Oh, I'm still looking at that every time. Every time I look at that, like, for God's sake. God's sake, and of course he killed them. Of course he bloody did. 9 wounds. Ugh, frustrating. Right. So on my turn, I can't do anything but carry on going into that unit. Maybe I should have... I don't know. What should I have done? I take the Tangle into the Warlord unit, because it's the only unit that could really charge it. So we counter-charge here, Tangle comes in here, and I bring everything else over, ready to fight. So all is not lost. He has got the token, but I've got enough stuff here to hopefully take him off, as long as I can get rid of this bully. So I think... Yeah, so obviously I've counter-charged there, so I must have been within 6 before I charged, so I could do the counter-charge here. So I have done that. And then these guys have charged in here. They've dropped the 2-point token, which has been picked up by my Brute Enforcer. And I've got another unit here to feed them later, so I'm quite comfortable there. That is amazing job at showing you how many wounds they did. It's hidden behind this shield. Who knows? Could be anything. And we do 10 wounds from this horde. We're counter-charging the giant, which is spectacular. And the Tangle doesn't do badly. 4 wounds onto this token-carrying bastard. And my Brute Enforcer wavers these guys again, which is not great. So there you go. Turn 6 now. Turn 6 now. Notice I have 3 minutes left. He has 26. So I did 1 wound to this bully, which is pathetic. The bully puts these guys up to 6 wounds, but doesn't kill them. However, the giant does kill my horde, which is getting slightly worrying now, because what's he going to do with his 2 tokens, with his 2 points? And then he does something really spectacularly confusing for me. He turned his flank. And I really cannot think why he did this. I think he's thinking about the tokens over there, but there's a 2-point token right here. And what he's done is give me a flank. I'm confused by that move. He does kill this one, though, with these guys. And then he does something else weird, which I really don't understand as well, which is he sidesteps, right? Why would you not just turn? Or, like, whoops. Or, like that. I don't understand. Because this is what you're going for, right? Anyway, whatever. He did what he did. And then, right, so obviously 3 minutes left. I took photos at the end of the turn. Apologies. So I'll tell you what happened. I took the flank here. This guy sodded off because I'm well out of the line of sight. I think I did a double charge with the hero and these guys into the flank of this giant. So they get their Aura of Vicious. So 30 attacks on 5s and 4s with an Aura of Vicious. Took care. He already had 10 wounds, so he smashed off. You can see the Root Enforcer's knackered off, so he's outside of 12, so they can't get him, even if there's a turn 7. That's my token. And then I go Hail Mary all into this chariot, and I bloody don't do it, do I? Absolutely devastated. Guys, I can't tell you how devastated I am. So we killed the bully quite comfortably with this unit, which is useful. And then we come in, we have a Drain Life and a token on that Broodmother. I take my Brute Enforcer and this regiment, hindered albeit, into this guy as much as possible wounds, put him up to 7, and I cannot roll the 10. You would need to kill him. In fact, it would be a 9 with Brutal. Can't do it. So that's turn 6. So at turn 6, he's got that token there, and he's got that token there. So we roll for a turn 7, because on turn 7 he's in trouble. What's this Warlord going to do? He can't turn and get away. He can't turn far enough. He's going to have to try and kill something and then take his knocks. And I pretty much certainly, because I've killed this unit as well, pretty much certainly we're going to get maximum points. That's my turn 7 roll. So frustrating. Oh god. I'm really close. I really felt like I had a chance all the way through and I just threw it away. I threw it away with this nonsense. Let's go back to it just because let's enjoy the pain one more time. No. I'm going to make you enjoy it with you. You're going to have to do this. Let's go through these ridiculous screenshots. There it is. There's the second time we saw it. There's the first time. That cost me the game. 2mm cost me the game. Oh, devastating. However, I do not begrudge the loss to Martin because he is a super cool guy and he's really fun to play against. Just a lovely man. So there we go. So I lost that one. Boo-hoo. Anyway, on to game 3. Okay, so we plough into the third and final game. On a win and a loss. It was a good loss, by the way. I got 12 points, which is a lot for a loss, so I wasn't wildly upset. And I came up against Simon Sai, who was the ringer at this event. He had to play because somebody dropped out. And you think, well, he's a ringer, right? So he's brought probably a fluffy list. A fluffy list just to help people, who perhaps have to face it. No, he's been that guy. So, that, if you can't be able to count them, is 7 regiments of rabble and 3 hordes of rabble. 3 big rock throwers, 3 war trombones, 3 more pup launchers, double mincer, a wingit, and 3 kings on chariots. That's 25 units. With a lot of war engines. And some shots from the kings. So pretty much, with that many war engines, he's going to hit a decent amount of times every turn. So, it's back to plan 1 from the first game, which is feed him a unit at a turn. That's the idea anyway. So this is the battlefield. This is a forest, in case you're wondering. Those trees should be on top of it. Height 6 forest, height 6 forest. It's nice to not have a sand table, wasn't it? Sand table for the last 2. I only noticed that when I came to do this battle report. These are height 6 blocking. And we have wall. I think we said height. I think we asked, actually. I think he said flat for the lakes. And I gave him a look. Because we don't want flat lakes. And this is a hill. And this is also a hill. Magnificent. They're all height 3. And to make it even better, because what you want when you're playing someone with 25 units is to play control. That's the scenario, if you don't remember, that splits the board into 6 equal segments. Your opponent's opposite middle is worth 2. Every other is worth 1. Alright? So this is not great. Anyway. Yes. I got this side. That's why I've taken it from this side. What was my plan? My plan was to hide over here. That's what I was going to do. I was going to disregard the entirety of this side. I might place a couple of units over there to distract him. And I'm going to focus on this side. I'm going to sweep round. And I'm going to get 2, 3, 4. And then cancel out this one. And then win. That's the plan. Let's see if that works. So, on this left-hand side. Rabble, horde of rabble. These are... So that's a king on a chariot. This blank base is a mincer. Because he only had 1 mincer. Here's his 1 mincer. This is also a mincer. And these are 3 more pup launchers at the back. 3 big rock throwers, 3 war trombones. That's another king. Rabble. There's his wingit. Rabble, king. Alright? So he's spread right across the board, pretty much. So against that, I put my Mutant Rat Fiend over here. Because I figured Mutant Rat Fiend's going to get war engined immediately, so I'll put him in the only piece of cover I've got, which is this wood. And also because he's deployed quite a lot over here. Well, a medium amount. And then my other stuff is over here. So this is the horde. We have regiment. So it's not as if I can complain about spam, right? I'm literally doing the same thing. There's a Vermintide. There is the other Vermintide. Tangle, Broodmother, and Brute Enforcer. Okay, so these guys are going to sneak down behind this terrain. Let's see how it goes. I lost first turn again. So 3 second turns. Not great. So he's just pushed up. His force is very simple. Look at him pointing. Look, I've rolled 2 6s on my war engine. Yes, you have. Well done. Double rabble up here with the mincers behind them. King and horde. Everything else just kind of shoved forwards. He's for some eye in the sky action. There we go. And, yep. What is going on there? Oh, that's showing the range, I guess, from my Mutant Rat Fiend. Who took 7 wounds. Oof. And this is the problem, is that you can hide in cover, but he's got 6 war engines to shoot every turn. He's going to roll some 6s. Like that. 2 of them. Anyway, fine, regen. I have regen, that's why I put him there. However, the Morpad launchers did 6 wounds onto these guys, which is not a great amount of wounds for me to deal with. So, the only thing I can do is come forward really hard and engage as fast as possible. So, I push forward really hard. I come forward here. I don't use my plague pots because the way he positioned his rabble, he can't actually get his mincers in, so I'm not that worried about rabble. Now, I put these guys up on the hill because I had no other choice, but also from here, at least I can get some good shots at something for 1 turn. Right, let's just try and do some damage when we can. I also put this guy right in front here. I think that was a mistake because it's really open season on him there. I could have left him here, but there's no reason for him to be there. He's reasonably maneuverable. He could have been anywhere. He could have been, you know, here. So I think I put him here because I wanted him to be moving up really fast. Hopefully avoid some shots and get into the war engines. That was my thought process at the time. I use my plague pots here because obviously he's going to be... I thought he was going to carry on shooting them. And I moved my... So this is the, you know, regen and radiance great down to 2 wounds. So just offering myself here as a target. And that was my shooting. So 7 wounds onto them is pretty good. On to turn 2. So he takes the charge. He does actually manage to fit one of the mincers in. Oh, how do you... And there you go. I think I realised that. And we had a chat about it. And he went, no, I think I can. And we had a chat about it. And he allowed me to go back and use my plague pots. I know why. Because I looked at it and I'd imagined the movement tray to be the width. And he said, no, it's not the movement tray. It's the unit. And I was like, oh, I didn't realise that. And so he's like, well, do you want to use your plague pots? And I went, yes, please. What a nice man. That is, yeah. So his winglet came here. His king came here. The war engine's unleashed, everyone else shot him, and the mutant rat fiend died. So, there you go. 1 turn sooner than I would have liked. Moreover, he also shot up the guy there in the front that I was talking about and took him off as well, which is annoying. One kind of rally unit down. And he did 6 wounds onto these guys, which is uncomfortable but survivable, so that's good. And now I've got lots of charges and he's really crowded me in with units, so I can now get stuck in, get off this hill and hopefully do some damage. So let's see what I do on my turn 2. So we decide the mincer is the bigger threat, and so we come into that. These guys here. And then we take a flank. There's a tiny sniver of flank here with the brute enforcer, and these guys all come into the horde as hard as possible. These guys move up onto the hill with plague pots, so I'm saying please shoot them. They've got plague pots, they're stealthy. These guys come down off the hill, and not quite off the hill, they're still seeable. But and I take the horde into this regiment, I take a vermintide into this horde to kind of just mess them up a bit. That's showing you the same thing. Oh no, that's showing you that I've killed the mincer mob. Hurrah! Well done me, jolly good. Even defense 6 can't manage against... Oh, I think I've got Bane Chant off. Actually, by the look of it, I might have failed the Bane Chant. Whatever, I rolled well. That's what I did. And you see here, I've got an unprecedented 17 wounds. Did I double one them? I must have double one them. Surely I would have taken a photograph if I double one them. What's the nerve of a rabble horde? 1921, isn't it? Maybe they're wavered. Who knows? Well, I probably should because I was there. What else do we do? By the look of it, oh, there you go. Well, actually, no. Oh, there you go. We killed this regiment. And this is in mid-movement. Steady on. Chilly boots. And maybe 1 wound here. So we killed a regiment with a horde. Well done. That's jolly good. Marvellous. Turn 3. There you go. Turn 3. Right. So these guys are coming around. So these guys have come to claim a table quarter. Those guys are claiming a table quarter. So I've given him 2 for free. 2 for free for you, sir. Then this rabble came into my shooter unit, which is probably sensible. And then the war trombones are unfortunately now in range. I've used plague pots on these guys. That's not great, is it? So we're going to get a lot of shooting heading to my horde. And a counter charge here. Kings come into this regiment. So, and then the other mincers come down into these guys who are now not plague potted. So that's not great. So I reformed. I stepped this guy back because he's much more fragile. I need his rally. I've got my war chief carefully positioned to offer his aura to as much as possible at the same time. So yeah, unsurprisingly, if you look at that, I mean 3 war trombones and 6 war engines. Even on 1 wound, that horde is just going to get evaporated. It's one unit per turn. You lose 1 unit per turn to shooting. That's all there is to it. And even more shooting. So there's a bit more shooting here. So 5 wounds onto these guys as well. Oh, these guys on the hill. That's right. So the remaining war engines unloaded into the stealthy unit on the hill. At least he took 1 target I offered him. Didn't kill them. And then this rabble, 7 wounds onto this vermin type. It doesn't manage to roll the 4 to kill them. Must roll a 3. That sucks. 5 wounds there onto this unit here. From the king. They're okay. That's a good amount of wounds though. And then a waver here. So that's 10 wounds onto these guys and a waver. Can I get the Tangle over to support with a Fury Aura? Let's have a look. What do you think? Yes, probably. Almost certainly, actually. So that's good. So Fury's coming at your way, guys. So on my turn 3, I do that. So the Tangle, as you see, has come over to offer a Fury Aura to these guys who then charge in. He charges in again. Back onto the Mincer Mob. And then over here, so the king, we get flank with the Brute Enforcer and we countercharge. We've got some Drain Life to add into it. Some more healing power. It looks like, I think he did maybe 1 wound to these guys so they couldn't shoot. So we take the double charge onto that rabble. And then we take the other regiment onto this War Trombone. And this Broodmother is going to try and get off this War Trombone. Because they are awful. And they just kind of sit there like lemons. And we use play pots here by the look of it. Because obviously they're going to get shot by everything. And we kill another Mincer. Yay! Well done me. That's great. And we kill the king. No, that's not king. Oh, we did kill the king. The king was here. He's dead. I'm so sorry. And we kill this rebel regiment here. It looks like we've killed this War Trombone and we've done 1 wound to these guys, but they're okay with the Drain Life, so no good. Yep. So turn 4 for the Goblin hordes, and I mean hordes. This is how we're looking. So I've forfeited already 2 table quarters. This table section, which is mine, is looking rather undefended. The game is not going great, but it's going about as well as you could expect. So, War Trombone comes up. Time for shooty time. So that's at the end of the turn, I guess, because these guys are up to 12 wounds but still okay, and 10 wounds but they're okay too. So a bunch of shooting went into these guys. Oh no, they're gone. And well, there you go. That'll teach me to take episodic photographs. So 12 wounds from shooting on these guys, 10 wounds from shooting on these guys, and he rolls the requisite 5 and 7. Or 6 and 7 to get rid of them. So, 2 more units down. As expected, as the Vermintide, 3 units down. I don't know why they've got 1 wound. I think something shot them. I think he did deign to shoot the 1 stealthy unit I've given him. 1 wound. Moreover, my regiment died. Look at that. A rabble regiment killed a shock troop regiment. How many wounds was I on? Am I going to really scroll back that far? I probably am. Oh, I was on 10. So that seems reasonable suddenly. And they died. So there you go. That's not great. So I've lost some unit strength here. But I have got another regiment to come in. So it should be alright. And we do so. So we double charge again. This guy is proving, pretty invincible. He's great. Adding brutal to these combats into this regiment. And we brought these other guys around as well because I figured, actually, I need to claim this quarter, so these guys are going to have to come in. I've moved my Tangle up here because I want to Fireball this Wing-It, because Fireball is deadly against Defense 4. I finally get into some of the range stuff, so we are now this unit is within indirect range of most of it. Not this king, though. I have put both of these guys to try and get rid of this king, I think. I've taken a regiment into this War Trombone. I've taken a Brute Enforcer into this Trombone. So the War Trombones are being locked down. Just a mere 2 rebel hordes. Regiment, king, wing it to deal with. Easy. Anyway, Fireball onto the wing. It does 5 wounds, but I don't manage to get a waiver. 5 wounds from all the Drain Life onto the king. Don't manage to get a waiver. We do kill both the War Trombones, so I feel better about my life. So that's good. And we kill a Rabble Regiment. So they're going to come in here, not kill them, and hopefully I'll kill them on the counter charge. So that's good too. Turn 5. So we take a double Rabble Horde into this regiment. Ouch. Well, let's see this out. So these guys are hinders. They're already hit on 6s. These guys are on 5s. And then this king, rather than take the flank I've offered him here, takes a flank on my Broodmother instead, which is probably the sensible thing to do. And he's just kind of wandering around, just taking table sections willy-nilly because I cannot kill his stuff quick enough, and he's got so much of it. So this one. Oh, claiming all my sections. And worse, shooting on my Tangle, which is hanging on a hill. However, he does double one it, which is fantastic. However, is it? No, so I can shoot if I want to still. So that's good. 13 wounds and double one. So that's a very timely double, very convenient for me. And he was getting severely worried by this point. Even better, 3 wounds on these guys. So we are still feeling good, but there's a lot of nerve here to kill. A lot. Probably I'm going to say it now. Too much. That's 3 wounds there. Okay. So here we are. Turn 5. Yeah. Oh, his king did kill my Broodmother, by the way. So, turn 5. So we come in here to these guys. These guys come over here because it's just going to claim this section. So I've got 1, 2 as well. I don't have this one yet because he's got so much unit strength. And really, I am struggling for a draw here. So some regen on this unit. I come up, so I'm going to try and shoot something, I think. I take a Vermintide into this horde. Is that what? Did they... And I don't charge with this regiment? Really? That seems interesting. I think I know why. Yes, because... Okay, right. So, I want unit strength because these are unit strength 3 rabble hordes. I am also unit strength 3. My Broodmother's come over here to start getting into war engines, right? So I guess he didn't know 4 wounds from the king. He didn't kill her, but he did disorder her, so she decided to start killing war engines. And we bought stuff over here. So we're going to try and shoot, drain off this king. We're going to hold here and offer him another hindered charge. Hold up this horde because he's not going to be able to get this horde into this half. And that's only 3 unit strength. So this 6 unit strength I've got here will get his... Right, so I get 2, 1, 1. That's 4, and he has 2 and 1. That's 4 each. So it becomes a draw. So I am really fighting for a draw. That's what I've done. Seems like a great idea. Unfortunately, I can't fireball off that flipping wing it. But there you go. That's such. Even worse. Well, a couple of wounds there. It's fine. I don't manage to kill his king, which is pretty bad. And we do kill the rebel here, so now I have my 2 table sections on this side, reasonably secure. Meander into turn 6, so he comes around to shoot this thing. Yes, thank you. And here we are. I think it's just another screenshot of the same thing. And again. And the same thing. So I think he doesn't move. Oh, this guy's wavered. I wavered him. Bravo me. That's 4 unit strength. And I've got 5 unit strength. So, what does he do? Oh, he's still got bloody loads of war engines, hasn't he? So I'm thinking, oh, this is really positive. Isn't that great? Yeah. What am I thinking? I was looking at it thinking, oh, great. No problem. That's easy. Yeah. All he has to do is kill this unit with all of these war engines. I mean, it's not a big ask, is it, really? Just roll some 5s, basically. So he's turned this guy sideways so that he gets line of sight. That's what he's done. So yeah, some more wounds onto the Tangle, who disappears. 6 wounds onto that unit. Tangle disappears. And that unit... I'm confused. I'm confused. Is this turn 7? It is turn 7. It is turn 7. So, right, so, God, I am bad at storytelling. I'm so sorry. All of his war engines only do 6 wounds onto this unit. So at the end of turn 6, it's a draw. How exciting. And then he gets turn 7. So both units charge this unit again. I must be running low on time. Yeah, that's it. He rolls it out. I do tons of wounds. He does tons of wounds. So he does no wounds by the look of it. So 5 puts him up to 5, right? So I don't know. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Did we play 1 extra turn? That's turn 7. So how is this turn 6? Oh, because I have a go. Because I do actually get a go, right? On turn 6. So he kills my Tangle, and then I have my go. Everyone's with me, right? I'm sorry. Not very good at this. So, I put my Broodmother here so that I can charge this horde unhindered. So unhindered charge on the horde. Brute Enforcer goes into the king, and my War Chief goes into the other horde, just to hold it up so it can't withdraw. Okay, that's my turn 6. We do an absolute smeg ton of wounds to both of them, and they're both okay. And at the end of turn 6, it is a draw for each. I've killed 2 war engines by this point with this Broodmother. And then there's a turn 7. So he brings them, he's going to try and kill this unit. He countercharges, I don't know. Some war engines on her. Some wounds there. He wavers her. He kills my regiment. Gutted. And then on my turn, I come into the wing it over here. So my regiment's down, but I'm not really worried about it because 3 unit strength, 1, 2, 3 unit strength, right? So all I need to do now on turn 7 is kill this horde, and I win. Or no, it's not I win actually, I draw. As it is, I'm losing because I don't get this one, and he's got 4 to my 2, right? So I need to kill this horde, which is on 10 wounds to draw. I can't get this section, but I can get this section. We kill his wing it, which is fun but pointless. Just do it for the points, and then we kill the horde, and that's the end. Sorry about the really poor telling of that story. However, it is sufficient. It was a draw at the end, so a 4-all draw. This guy's died, so this unit is dead. Right, 4 each. I have 2, 1 and 1. He has 2, 1 and 1. And what's more, our kill points were within absolute, desperately close as well. So it was a completely equal draw, and he ended up finishing 1 point ahead of me on the table. So that's the end of the tournament. Let's have a look at some armies. All right, here's some of the armies. I took photos during lunchtime. This is a nice Green Lady army featuring stuff. So I took some close-ups as well, but my close-ups turned out all quite blurry, which is disappointing. But I did like these water elementals, which are cool minis. This is the incredibly famous and the 2d6s Night Stalkers, which you would have seen already if you were a fan of Battle Reports. And I tried to take a close-up there and failed. This is a new player, Phil. It was a very nice Northern Alliance. He actually did very well, and he came 4th. For his first ever tournament and his first ever Games of Kings of War. So, wow, that's not bad, is it? I liked his ice elementals particularly. Thought they were cool. This is an army that's very familiar. Yeah, a guy called Ian. Really cool yellow colour scheme. What's really special about this army is every single miniature there is magnetised to the base. They've all got tiny magnets in their feet, and they've all got tiny magnets in the bases. And so every time he just kind of whips them off and puts them in a box, and all the bases stack flat. Crazy. The effort. But they're very nicely done. Very, very nicely done, actually. I do like this army. Undead. Don't see very many undead these days for some reason. Not quite sure why. They're still great. It's another cool undead army. That's some very cool little stuff. Mixture of GW and... actually, not a mixture. It's all GW. Here is Elliot's halfling. So Elliot Morris, who used to be on the rules committee, which won. He won the tournament with this. I don't know what it is, but it looks like there's lots of chaps on dogs, and some winged chaps, and some chaps on things. So, yeah, Elliot's an excellent player. There you go. Very cool. Here is, I'm going to say Varangur. I'm going to guess. Yeah, another blurry one. Good job, me. Oh, it's slightly better on that side. Really cool, nice, really nice banners. I think, lovely. This is my friend Simon's army, which obviously is not finished. It was barely painted a week ago, frankly. So his half-finished army. Trying out the old Trident Realm. There's our Reforged Orcs, which Mars Reforged Orcs. This is another new player, brand new. Really nice to see him there with his dwarves. I caught him playing Pokemon Go and tried to get him to trade me a shiny, but I didn't have enough candy, guys. Yeah, if you care about Pokemon Go. Here is Alistair's Ogres. Nice Ogre Force. Another cool big deal. Yeah, there you go, lovely. Tasteful. Delightful. And I was taking a photo of this army, which I really like. I can't remember his name. What's his name? God damn it. Dan. It's Dan. Dan Kennedy. And he's like, my army's not very good. Not very cool. I'm like, look at your bloody wingets. They're so cool. They're aeronauts, I think. That he's converted. Isn't that amazing? That was a really cool model. So excellently done. Yeah. So I think, if I'm honest, I did have a tough draw in this tournament. You know, very high standard for such a small tournament, only 20 people. To face two very different shooting terror lists my army was pretty well suited against them, but I just don't know what I could have done against that last list. I did try pretty hard to scrape a draw. I feel is noble. Pleased I beat the Elves, and still kicking myself about that Ogre loss. Who went on to take second, so good for mine. I'm proud of him. That was excellent, good guy. Yeah, had a great time. Really, really enjoyed it. Excellently run tournament. Looking forward to the next one. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you've slaved through this far, you fools. And we'll see you soon for something. But I don't know what it's going to be. Another video about things. I'm going to Northern Kings in May. Might be that. Alright, bye!